I got hoes calling a young nigga for
Ring, 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 ring.
Sally with the motherfucking door.
Bitch, bitch.
I be ballin' like a motherfucker.
Like a
Ballin' like my nigga Mo.
mama, bitch.
Check West, I ain't no motherfucking joke. Steph West, stay with the motherfucking pole.
Pop, 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 pop.
You fuck around and get pulled.
You get pulled, bitch.
Cause I got hoes, so many fucking hoes. Calling a young nigga for. Think I might fucking phone Sally. What the motherfucker? I be ballin' like a motherfucking pro. I be ballin' like my nigga Mo. Check West, got so many flows.
I do it all.
Call me Drake, how a nigga
Jack West, and I'm getting rich. See how court, see me in the streets, and I be really wanna what that bitch. Niggas straight rockin', niggas straight see me when they see me, they be coppin'. I'm the best drug, then the nigga come and cop it. Young Jack West, I'm like the fucking Great Goblin.
hoes. Calling a young nigga phone with Ali, with the motherfucking dope. With the dope, with the dope. Da, da, I fucked your hoe. She ain't even let you know. Two birds, and we got the dough.
Hey, two birds, man. It's that club life. Gym boy, Paul. You already know, man. We in a club.
Hey yo, welcome to the show. Thank you very much, Two Birds, for that Shaq West cover. I don't know any of those people, but the fucking song is awesome. And hopefully they don't mind us using somebody else's song. To the left of me is Tyson. How you doing, Tyson? And you're muted.
Let me talk to you. And that's right. Imagine them copywriting us, and it's like, it's not even your song.
Yeah, that's kind of how my logic, at least. But yeah, how was your week?
It has been a good week. Everything's been smooth. It's been hot as hell, but that's to be expected.
That's true. Well, that was very eventful. So
I didn't know you were waiting on me to expand on that. That's it. Nothing happened. I can't, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
But those are always the good weeks when nothing happens.
That's true. Usually when stuff happens, people want money.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got a busy week of wrestling to get into, or at least what they tried to pass off as wrestling. And you want to just go ahead and jump into Raw?
Let's get into it.
All right. Well, we're in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And our walkers this evening are Jade and Not Jade, Braun Breaker, and the entire Judgment Day. And it's worth noting that Finn and JD both look hungover. Dominic looks like he belongs in a offender list. with that goddamn mustache. And I just want to know, like, how does how does these merry band of misfits help elevate Priest and the infant title that he has on his shoulder?
They're his dudes. They're his brotherhood.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. That's all.
All right. Useless Liv Morgan and Dominic the Offender had a segment that I skipped.
So Liv welcomes everybody to Monday Night Raw, but instead she actually says the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour because that is her thing. And soon out comes Dominic. He's trying to explain himself from the kiss that no one got to see last week.
I saw it.
Yeah. For
He
the
gave-
people, they didn't get to see it, but
if I was watching correctly, it kind of looked like she slipped him some tongue too.
she probably did.
It was so hot.
She's method actor.
You missed it.
Yeah, so yeah. I mean, I saw it on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, Dom's out there. Of course, you know, when Dom has microphone in his hand, crowd boos, so he didn't really get to speak his piece. What he was trying to say is Rhea Ripley is not going to be is not happy with Liv Morgan, and when she gets back, she's going to kill Liv Morgan. And then Liv Morgan said, well, she's going to kill you more. And then Dominic, he gets in the ring. Liv Morgan's like, how long are you going to turn down my advances? You know, when I said I wanted to take everything from Rhea Ripley, I meant it. That includes you. She's backing him down in the corner. For God knows what is about to happen to Dom. Poor Dom. He just can't get away. She was about to put it on him. Out comes Finn Balor for the save. He gets in between Dom and Liv. And he tells her to get out of here. She says, well, what if I don't want to leave? More importantly, what if he doesn't want me to leave? And she said, well, I'll leave for now. So she exits the ring. And as she's exiting, you know, the whole get through the ropes thing, you know, she has her back turned to Dom. Dom, with the power of God in him, did not look. And then as she's leaving, she like runs her hands through his hair. Dom has a little smile to it. And then that's pretty much the end of the segment.
So then they recapped the Sheamus and Kaiser brawl. And Sheamus is interviewed. And he's asked how pumped he is on his match later with Kaiser. Sheamus said he tried to confront Kaiser last week and got attacked from behind with real bombs. Crazy, right? Because he thought that Kaiser was just Gunther's little ring announcer and coat carrier. Sheamus also mentioned how annoying and Ken-like Kaiser is. Sheamus says maybe Gunther's been holding Kaiser back, but there's only one way to find out, and there's only one way to earn his respect. And he did his thing.
Banger after banger after banger. But he had the crowd do it this time. He does like his bangers.
He does. And we got Sheamus versus Kaiser. And C+ match. Kaiser chopped Sheamus' bad knee from behind and then stomped the shit out of it. And then they proceeded to wrestle for 10 minutes.
Yep, he attacked Sheamus before the match.
I'm sorry.
That was the story of the match, him attacking Sheamus' leg. Sheamus couldn't really do anything because, you know, his leg is hurt.
But they proceeded to wrestle for 10 minutes.
Oh, Sheamus.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of warrior right there.
Lots of slapping. Sheamus' chest was beat red as usual. Kaiser was ferocious with like the knee attacks. Like he even chopped Sheamus' leg outside the ring while he was sitting on his ass, which I thought was fucking funny. And he drop kicked Sheamus' knee on the steel steps. And you can tell Sheamus was fucked. Like the second you saw the camera zoom in on him, or he was just sitting there. Like, it's not going to end well for Sheamus there.
Yeah.
And I don't think Sheamus hit any of his finishers, so that was good. Normally they hit like 6 or 7 finishers so they can kick out of them. And Sheamus missed a bro kick, and somehow his knee hit the turnbuckle. Then Kaiser stomped on Sheamus's knee. Then they teased a ref stoppage. The ref is asking Sheamus to say something. Sheamus is just staring at the ref with his head shaking, although he later screams, "Come on," and bitch at Kaiser. So it made no sense to me. And then Kaiser ended up winning with a roll-up after escaping a white noise and hitting Sheamus's knee with an enziguri. And this is the Kaiser we should have seen from the start. Also, Tama Tonga should take notes.
What do you mean?
The fucking ferocious, like he was an animal. Sheamus would come back a little bit, and Kaiser would like immediately just jump on him and then go after his knee.
Yeah, but vehicular manslaughter attempt.
Please.
Don't forget about that.
Please. Oh, well.
Hey,
Okay.
You think
Okay.
let Kaiser run up on Tama Tonga and see what happens? It
We
ain't
will.
gonna end well for him.
Okay. First of all, Kaiser has been trained by the Ring General. Okay. Bloodline ain't shit.
Well, Tama's in the bloodline.
Okay.
He's the right-hand man.
Ring
Maybe.
General.
But it is good that...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, it is good that he's starting on an actual winning streak. I was surprised that he actually beat Sheamus. I was like, oh. I had in my notes, well, Kaiser and Sheamus had a match. Sheamus probably wins. What was I wrong? It took me so long to change those notes. Like I was confused. I was like, I don't even know how to write this.
Well, I wouldn't have had this go on as long as it did. If the idea is to build Kaiser up, like I would have had basically Sheamus too fucked up to wrestle.
Yeah, I was wondering if there's a bigger thing coming, like a bigger match between them, maybe a pay-per-view match.
Maybe. But I also thought it was bullshit that he won with a roll-up after drop kicking Sheamus's knee on the fucking steel steps. And then like all the other shit that he did. Like he did that stomp thing and then the referee stoppage. Like there's so many ways that they could have ended it, and he just did a roll-up. And again, if the idea is to make Kaiser look, better, doing all that shit to Sheamus, first of all, he jumped Sheamus from behind as he was coming to the ring. So he got the advantage. He injured Sheamus. He did nothing but capitalize and work on that injury, and then he wins with a roll-up.
Yeah.
So that bugged me. That's why it was a C+ for me.
Fair enough.
So Judgment Day, Finn and McTurd are chastising Dominic for not punching Useless Liv in the throat already. Priest slides in, wants to know about Dom's love life. I wrote, fuck every single plan Triple H has. I hope McIntyre demolishes Priest in Scotland. Priest says that they have shit to do tonight and they run this place. Again, fuck everybody. You're a week away from defending your title against Drew McIntyre, and you're worried about Dominic, or who Dominic is sticking it in. Fuck you. And then they all fist bump like a bunch of fudge packers.
All right. You're not interested in the story? That's fair.
No, not at all. Like, I don't care. I don't give a shit about this fucking... First of all, it's Useless Liv Morgan. So that's the payoff.
Payoff... that's the one used for Liv Morgan. So get pounded out.
Mm-hmm.
Cut that out. I don't want to sound like a male sexist chauvinist or whatever.
No, the payoff is going to be Ripley coming back to have her match with Liv Morgan, and maybe Dominic is going to side with Liv Morgan, and fuck all of it. I don't care.
Oh, which goes to note, by the way. I don't know how true the reports are, but apparently Rhea Ripley is behind Sheshel and coming back. So this
course
was
she
supposed to blow off at SummerSlam, but it looks like she won't make it back by SummerSlam.
She's too busy getting
So,
pounded by Buddy Murphy.
so I have a theory. If Rhea Ripley's not coming back right away, maybe they can just full on turn this Dom and Liv Morgan thing into like he just full on joins Liv Morgan, a la like no hiding it. They're in it, like Edge and Lita. Maybe do some sex celebrations, and they're just running Raw. Okay, maybe not that far, but Dominic and Liv Morgan, they're just like this power couple thing going on. And then when you want to bring Rhea Ripley back, she's not back to fight for Dom. She's back to fight Dom because he's left her. And I think that's what they can do because they're gonna have to do something to extend the story now. And I think that's the move. Now you have some people, since we are talking about the story, some people think
you're
that,
talking about it.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
I'm saying me and the chat are talking about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So you have some people who think that Finn Balor is pulling these strings and him and Liv Morgan are really in cahoots. First of all, I don't even know if Finn likes women. So that would be a surprise if that turned out to be a thing.
Wow, you just went there, huh?
Well,
think the demon is a little light in the loafers?
I don't know. He used to have the Pride Balor Club shirts.
Oh, I think that's just because that's what they do now.
And he was like, Balor Club is for everyone. And I don't know about his life, but I don't know. I just think that he's not into women.
Fair enough.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Happy Pride Month, by the way, if that's your thing.
Fuck that.
And but yeah, I don't think that's a good storyline. And there's also people who think that Finn Balor might be winning Money in the Bank. So people are getting behind this Finn thing.
Well, Ricochet is in the back in the locker room. He has both sides taped, and Dragunov and his Faces slide in, and he wants to talk. Faces said he didn't come to stop Ricochet. Men like them need to fight, or some shit. Ricochet says he's money, and he calls Faces dog. Faces tells Ricochet to be careful because Braun Breaker is wired differently. Ricochet says, I'm wired differently.
Sure you are. See?
It was believable. Ricochet tells Faces that they'll finish their business after he's done smacking Braun Breaker's fake tan off. Faces just made more faces.
Yeah, it was a little weird that Dragunov seemed to be a little bit afraid of Braun Breaker, as he's supposed to be the Mad Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, watch out for this guy. He's not, you gotta watch out for him.
That's exactly what I said.
Like, he should be wanting to take the fight to him.
No shit.
But.
And then at some point, Triple H is going to fucking build a match between Dragunov and Gunther. And it's like, first of all,
I think we're done with that.
You think so?
I think so.
Good. I don't know, man. It seems like they want to go to that well.
They might go to it, but I more so say the crowd, it's going to be like what they're doing right now with like Piper Niven trying to make her a credible opponent. But it's like, well, we saw what happened to her. I don't know. There's such a gap right now between Gunther and Dragunov.
Exactly. And they ruined it. Well, whatever. I don't care. Balor beat Dragon Lee. I didn't watch a second of it. Judgment Day has the stench of useless Liv Morgan on it. Carlito came out to beat the shit out of Lee with Balor. Strowman and Rey Mysterio came out, and I asked myself why I'm still there. Judgment Day talked about it later. Priest and Carlito, or Priest said Carlito's going to lose to Strowman later. And R-Truth and Miz made their customary appearance. Later, Mysterio sets up a match with Priest. And I said, fuck my life.
I thought that match was already made. But
Oh, was it? Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I didn't listen to. I just assumed he made it, or he said something about Priest. I don't know.
He said something about beating Priest.
Yeah. It's like, Ray, you're 80 right now.
And he's the champ. He's El Campeon.
Right.
Like, it ain't happening.
No.
To my surprise, I think that was the main event too.
It was. Was it a title match? Or was it just a match?
It was just a match.
Okay. Sami Zayn. He says that he hasn't had the chance to enjoy his title, the title that Gunther gave him, because Gable has been a thorn in his side. Sami tells Gable to leave Alpha Academy in the back and come out there so they can settle it like men. Which Sami involves lip kissing, I'm sure. Or which to Sami involves lip kissing. Everyone but Gable comes out. Gable makes No Talent Dupree read a message, which says, "You can't turn my students against me. My teachings turned a pathetic excuse for a human like you and made them a champion. Without me, this ring would be filled with a failure hanging around backstage pretending to be a ninja," which Tozawa nodded slightly to, which was kind of funny. He's like, yeah, I get it. A child who couldn't hold on to his money in the bank briefcase, which Otis starts pacing. He's upset. Knockoff Barbie nobody wants.
And it's funny she read her own insult.
Right. a disheveled crybaby who Gunther would have squashed. Gable's note says he already beat Sami, so the only way this happens again is if the title is on the line. Sami agrees to this match, which he just automatically jumped to Castle. So Sami's calling him for a match right then and there. Gable says, well, the only way this is going to happen is for my title. So then Sami's like, oh, you want a match at Clash at the Castle? Like, who the fuck said that? Or am I just... Is it just me?
No, I think you got it mixed.
Do I? Okay.
I think Sami wanted the match right now. Gable said
the only way this happens is if the title's on the line. I don't think No Talent said anything about Clash.
I think he did.
Okay. I'll take your word for it then.
But I could be confusing it because Cody Rhodes kind of did the same thing.
Yeah. Well, Styles, I think Styles said he straight up said Clash. Or no? Fuck. You might be right. Whatever. They're having a match at Clash. And then Sami tries to play Tony Robbins with Alpha Academy, and Gable attacks Sami from behind. The fuck was that?
I don't know. It was a notification, but I don't know what it was.
God damn.
Sorry. Blew out your eardrums.
I thought you got assassinated. Shit. Where was I? Oh, yeah. He plays Tony Robbins. Gable attacks Sami. He beats the fuck out of him while Alpha Academy just huddle in the corner like abused children. Tozawa's protecting useless Dupree, and Otis is still pacing. It's amazing how Gable's literally the smallest person in the ring, but carries himself like this, like Marky Mark and Fear. I mean, then they do
kind of tall.
No, he's not.
Well, he's bigger than Tozawa.
I don't know about that. They might be on the same Either way, he's tiny. Then they do stupid shit where Gable holds Sammy so Otis can punch him, and then Otis doesn't because he's conflicted. It's like, this is the 4th time Gable's tried to do this.
Yeah.
You would think that he would get it by now. Either Gable's gonna get hit, or Otis isn't gonna do it. Worst case scenario is Otis does a stupid little worm thing. Gable starts abusing Otis, then Tozawa comes in and pulls Gable off with one arm. And the look Gable gave was beautiful. Just that, what the fuck is going on here? Like, Gable starts roughing up Tozawa. Useless Dupree gets involved. Gable makes Useless Dupree get on her knees and beg him to stop smacking bitches. She does. Gable kicks her and Tozawa out of the ring. Then Otis gets in Gable's face for a huge pop. And I wrote, fuck the fans. Because, shit. This is the match that people want to see?
Didn't I say it? Last week? Is this, are we building a Otis Intercontinental title match here?
I don't know about Intercontinental title match, but
it's definitely going to be that. Well,
I don't know if it's going to be Gable and Otis for sure at some point. But it's like, is that really the match you want to see?
What, Gable and Otis?
Yeah. What, is Otis going to go over on Gable?
I guess it's for the story. If you want to see the story, the climax of the story, you want to see Otis grow a backbone, then yes.
No, I want to see Gable take all 3 of them out into the woods and tell them about the rabbits. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a fucking match between Alpha Academy factions.
Well, it's happening.
Yeah. Sammy recovers after 100 years and starts whooping on Gable. Then Otis, Useless Dupree, and Tozawa discuss their feelings on the apron. Sammy ends up crashing into Otis, who hit Tozawa and the other one. Gable convinces Otis that Sammy attacked Otis because Otis is a retard. Otis slams Zayn. Gable holds up the IC belt. Otis carries Useless Dupree and the other one to the back. Gable cannot get away from these useless fucks fast enough. By the way, there's only been like 1 week since WrestleMania that the guy Triple H saw fit to end Gunther's streak hasn't been left lying and beaten like a pussy.
This title reign ain't going to be long.
Good.
It might be over this weekend or next weekend.
I don't know, man.
We'll see.
Yeah. Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker. Breaker says he destroys Zayn. Facts. Breaker says Ricochet is real competition. Didn't Breaker already squash him? I thought they wrestled.
I don't think so.
Okay. Pearce says the only reason this match is happening is because Ricochet asked for it, because he knows what respect is. Breaker says he's going to show both Ricochet and Pearce what respect is. Then he bitched about the King of the Ring tournament again, and no one's going to hold him back.
Yep, he's still upset about it.
Yep. Some would say whining.
I don't know about that. He's just upset about it.
Yeah, it sounds like whining.
I mean, Sheamus was still talking about it. Maybe they're trying to make it.
Sheamus is whining too.
Important.
Sheamus was actually in it though. Sheamus was in it, and then somebody got involved in his match and injured him on top of that. And now has decided to make his life a living hell. Because he's done nothing but talk shit. And then ambush him. And then he beat him.
Yep.
Like a man. Ricochet versus Braun Breaker. Breaker beat Ricochet in just under 5 minutes. Ricochet started doing his flippy floppy bullshit. Breaker cut him off. Ricochet got in way too much offense for my liking. They shot Samantha Irvin, making him mean faces at Breaker. I thought Breaker's standing Frankensteiner from the top rope was really cool.
Yep, showing his athleticism.
Yeah, and it's an homage to his uncle. And it was better than any of his uncles ever hit that we've seen.
Yeah, I was just thinking, it's good we're going to be moving on to the Steiner recliner soon for
Yes.
his uncle. Because he ain't getting it.
Braun won with a spear. And yeah, I feel like Braun's first test should have been somebody a little bit more imposing, maybe. Maybe a Sheamus. There's no fucking like concept of power levels in Triple H's universe. It seems.
Yeah, I didn't like it either that Ricochet got so much offense.
Like immediately because what should have happened, like as soon as Braun Breaker hit that clothesline, it should have been the clothesline, a spear, or maybe one more power move and a spear, and it should have been over. But no, he got to do his little flippy floppy shit, and Samantha Irvin got her faces in, and he did more flippy floppy shit, and Breaker just kind of looked like a little fool.
Yeah, it was like a speed. I don't know. Ricochet was winning with his speed, but yeah, when Breaker got him, it should have been that was it for that moment or forever.
Yeah,
Like,
but it wasn't.
It was fun while it lasted. That kind of thing.
But now think about it. Breaker just had trouble with Ricochet. Breaker's supposed to be the monster. Now, could you see him wrestling Cody Rhodes?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I think we're
Okay.
building to that.
I don't even know who the fucking champions are. Is the US title still a thing? Oh, Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. Damian Priest is the other champion.
I mean, do you see him wrestling Damian Priest?
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay. So,
but he's only been on
Damian Priest is the champion. Braun Breaker is the monster. Now, you would think that Braun Breaker would give Damian Priest a run for his money because Braun Breaker is the monster. But Braun Breaker just had fucking trouble with Ricochet. You see what I'm saying?
That's the speed champion, right? Well, it was
no,
the speed
shut
champion.
up. No. Nikki Cross is the 24/7 champion. You want to suck her dick too?
She's not anymore.
She is. She's still the champion. She's the lineal 24/7 champion.
I think they've put it back to R-Truth now for some
reason.
Did they? I think they recognize him as the last champion.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Whatever. So Breaker attacks Ricochet after the match, goes to kill him with steel steps. Dragunov comes out making faces, hits Braun over the barricade with one strike. So again, when he attacked Braun Breaker last week, didn't do shit. But now he can knock him clear over a barricade. Do you see what I mean about no fucking power levels?
Yeah.
Some bitch came out with a purse.
Yeah, it's weird, but...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Wait. Oh.
No power levels.
We can go.
Okay. Yeah, some bitch came out with a purse.
That was Kiana James making her WWE main roster debut versus the wily veteran that is Natalya, who has also not signed a contract. And Kiana James won. There was no reaction to this whole match, so but she's new, so no one knows who the hell she is or what she's about.
They just know that she's the annoying bitch that shows up to bug Pierce every now and then.
Well, what stuck out to me was this Braun Breaker and Kiana James, this batch of rookies, they go on heavy on the tan stuff. Like she almost looked black. That's all. That's
New era. Triple H's era.
they just need to know how to get the tan right.
Did you see how
Not that I
tan he
know
was?
anything about tan.
You saw how tan he was at WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he knows he loves his tan.
I'm gonna need all of you to tan up.
Let me get in there and show you how to do it. Watch me tan, and then you'll take notes.
If anyone wants to learn how to fuck a dead body, I got you. I got you covered there too. What? No, nothing. So New Day said some shit. Karrion Kross whispered into Wood's ear.
They're really pushing this whole New Day split thing. So yeah, they were talking about how they're about to take on AOP, and they're like, "We're not splitting up. We've been friends for 10 years. Why would like everybody's tried this?" That's what stuck out to me is them saying that this has been done so many times. Like, we're not splitting up. Maybe you are kind of bummed out about it too.
Have they really been together for 10 years?
Yeah, it's been a
God
while.
damn.
You know,
That's sad.
no, you get into an act where it's just, you don't need to do anything else. Like, you just, they're not necessarily in a position where they need to be a top team. You just come out, you do the bootios, you New Day rocks, and collect your check and go home.
Yeah, but they're
Like,
considered.
why do we need more story?
They're considered legends and shit. It's just.
It's like, what if the Bushwhackers changed character? Or what if...
Didn't they?
No, they didn't. They just stayed their whole...
I could have sworn they did.
It was just their thing. Like, I don't know. People are still just doing their shtick. Once you get a shtick over, that's it. You just do the shtick.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We don't need you to be creative. Just come out and do what we know and then leave.
They were known as the New Zealand Kiwis.
What?
Yeah. And then the sheep herders.
I wonder why they're not multi-time champions with names like those. They won it once, I believe. So there is that.
Sheep herders is a good name.
Watching them back, they kind of sucked.
They did.
There, I said it. The Bushwhackers sucked.
I was done with them that one thing where they were eating. Or was trying to talk with his mouth full. He was purposely eating while the dude was asking him questions so he can talk with his mouth full.
Taking a bite between every question.
Yeah.
Well,
get off my TV.
And then you look back at it, it was like, well, we were kids when they were a thing, so I guess at the time it was relevant. But yeah, seeing them as an adult is like, yeah, this was not it.
No. Sonya Deville. No, they couldn't at all. But I guess that wasn't the point with them.
Yeah.
So Sonya Deville said some shit to Natalya, who says it's time for a change for the bazillionth time. Sonya also said some shit to Stark and Baszler, who wasn't having any of it.
Yep. In the background, you saw Unholy Union. So they were just hanging out in the background.
Was that who that was?
Yeah.
Okay. Strowman beat Carlito. Has Carlito won a match since his triumphant return to the WWE?
I don't think so.
Okay. Judgment Day attacked Strowman after Useless Liv came out, and I was done.
They finally got him. They finally got him. Finally got the even odds on Braun Strowman. Because, he's been besting them, but this time Liv Morgan was the difference because he couldn't hit her. And yeah, they finally got their piece of flesh from Braun Strowman.
The agenda. Now, I want to say that my patience was very, very thin by this point. So, just want to say. So, not Jade said some shit. Jade calls out Stark and Baszler. Neither of these bitches can talk. Jade or not Jade. Skip to Pierce, who said a title match right here, right now. Or set, yeah, he said. So then we got the agenda versus Baszler and Stark. Stark and Baszler were there just so the agenda could perform a series of routines instead of having a wrestling match. Not Jade won with her stupid move on Stark. And two fans attack Not Jade. Jade single-handedly takes them on. Turns out that the fans were Unholy Union. Couldn't tell because they looked like regular chicks that, got lost on their way to the mall. Stark and Baszler joined the fight. Agenda are left laying. And then they have the fucking nerve to play the spooky music for fucking Unholy Union.
Well, you watched more of it than I did, I'll be honest. I saw that the match was made between Stark and Baszler and the agenda, and I said the agenda wins. What's next? However, I do want to point out before the match, the agenda, they were walking backstage, and in the background, Chad Gable was talking to the Creed brothers.
Oh boy.
So don't be excited if you don't, but I did call it. Well, it hasn't happened yet, but I called it. Remember, I laid it all out perfectly. By the way, I'm not going to be one of those people who, and this is going to be relevant later, but I'm not going to be one of those people who says "I told you so" after
What the
I've
fuck are
been.
you talking about? That's our thing.
No, I'm just saying after like a long time has passed. What I'm getting at,
eventually you're right.
yeah, what I'm getting at is
Mm.
this Logan Paul LA Knight thing.
Yeah.
Their streamers like, oh, I told you so. I told you this match was going to happen. Yeah, but you've been saying that since WrestleMania. So does it count? Like, you got to be right on the, like, if it, I don't know, if it goes too long, you can't keep saying you're right.
I don't know. I think the LA Knight thing with Logan Paul, that makes sense. Now, if it was like, 2-3 years. See, I got you.
I told you so. I don't know. I think there's got to be some kind of limitation. Like, you get, if I'm saying, if you're saying you were right, it's got to be like 1 or 2 pay-per-views. Like, you can be off a little bit, like a month or 2, but 6 months and you're calling back. Oh, see, told you.
Well, it doesn't count because one of those pay-per-views was Crown Jewel or the Saudi one. And that just seemed to not make sense. Yeah, Logan Paul challenged his U.S. title for Cody's world title. Then he said, no, never mind. I just want your world title.
Yeah.
Because he just had to be there.
Well, that's a whole nother thing, but.
Exactly. So I don't know. I don't think you can count that one.
But they've been saying it since Survivor Series.
Okay, yeah, that's a little bit.
Like, you can't say I told you so after that one.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Maybe you did call it, but you were off. You're wrong. Anyway, so that calls back to the Creed brothers. I said that they're at Clash at the Castle. Oh, we'll save it for the predictions, but
all right. Damian Priest interview. And I skipped it because I don't want another useless Liv Morgan update, because I assume that there was one. McIntyre was there to remind us that Priest has a title match coming up. So thank you, McIntyre, for keeping us grounded.
Yeah, he didn't really say anything. And I literally couldn't hear what McIntyre said.
Yeah, just that he had I don't remember word for word, but I remember him mentioning that there's a title match coming up. So at least somebody is concerned about the wrestling part of this World Wrestling Entertainment thing. Jey Uso. His entrance is now ripping off Bray Wyatt and the Shield. And he took a long ass time to announce that he's going to be in the Money in the Bank match.
Yep, he's going to be Mr. Money in the Yeet, or Yeet in the Bank. We're still trying to come to terms on which one that's going to be, but I don't know if I'm jumping ship yet. We'll see. We will see. But yes, Jey Uso will be competing for Money in the Bank.
The ugly NXT chick is interviewed, and it doesn't matter what she said, because Io Sky came out, and she came out of nowhere. She's shouting Japanese. She beats the fuck out of the ugly NXT chick while screaming in Japanese. Then Io throws something onto the ugly NXT chick and leaves, kicking shit while screaming in Japanese. And I wrote, "Thank you, Io Sky." This like almost made all of this fucking Raw worth it. Just that. I want to watch 3 hours of Io Sky just screaming and kicking stuff and throwing a temper tantrum.
Yep. Another one upset, apparently.
Yes.
She's upset about the Money in the Bank, or about King of the Ring, or Queen of the Ring. And my one, yeah, I don't know. The one thing that I guess the takeaway was the interview was about Becky Lynch. And if Becky Lynch is,
Oh, then it really doesn't matter what she said.
Well, I'm just saying, if she's out of contract, why are they still talking about her? Unless, she's silently signed or whatever. But again, we already went over this. I think she's just going to stay home. And then if she comes back, she's going to WWE. But what she's not going to do is show up in AEW. But you got those fans that have like one brain cell that think, oh, she's coming. She's coming. I saw a video, as a matter of fact, this stupid idiot. Let me find it so I can call him a stupid idiot properly. Wrestling purist, I think. No, maybe not. I don't know. Some stupid idiot did a video. It was like, the title was "Wrestlers Who Will Show Up in the Other Companies," or who will change companies, and then the thumbnail was Becky Lynch in AEW. It's like, she's not going to AEW. God, I want to like find you and strangle you, because that pissed me off so much.
Then you took his bait.
I did. I knew exactly what was happening, and I still wanted to strangle him.
Okay. Well, at least you're aware.
Oh, I knew before I even clicked on the video what was happening.
Well, it doesn't matter what Becky Lynch does, because Ricochet is going to go to AEW and tear it up.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
He's going to be the difference maker. So the New Day came out, and they lost to Cross's team. And yeah, I missed the part where they were at odds earlier. So then I saw that they were at odds after the match. So I was kind of confused about that. But I don't care.
Yeah, so there was a moment, the end of the match, where Xavier Woods went to tag Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston wasn't on the apron because he was outside dealing with Cross, who wasn't touching him, but he was distracting him. But Xavier Woods didn't see that. So the perception there was Kofi wasn't there for him. And then AOP hits their new named move, which is called What a Rush. There's a shout out to LOD or the Road Warriors, whichever one you're familiar with.
Well, we get an unholy interview, and they're pissed that the agenda is giving out title opportunities, but they aren't giving out any opportunities or something. 1 second. That's better. So they're pissed off that they're not giving any. God damn it. They're pissed that they aren't getting any title matches, even though like they haven't been on TV at all. And it's also clear that Alba Fire has been working on her promos while being off TV. And Isla Dawn looks a lot better from far away. But she's the better promo. And she's the one with the lisp. Go figure.
Sure.
Damian Priest beat Rey Mysterio. McIntyre attacked Priest after the match. He had a future shock DDT. Judgment Day and Carlito came out to get their asses kicked by McIntyre. Priest chokeslammed McIntyre through the announce table. And then Priest stood tall. The others stood with him like they were a part of it. And this was a bad Raw. Bad.
I think we're just biding time until SummerSlam, it seems. Clearly, they're impacted by injury, as like, you know, everybody's injured. CM Punk and Seth Rollins and whoever else is injured. They're doing the best with what they have, I guess. I found it okay. There was, it was okay to me.
Well, we moved to Louisville, Kentucky. And started off with a recap of AJ Styles pretending to retire, then beating Cody's ass. So then they cut to Cody, who's not walking, he's pacing. Apparently he's waiting for AJ Styles to arrive.
Yep.
So they get the Bloodline. And I'm not sure if I like the Bone Thugs part of their entrance, you know, where they're standing under the lights with the dark shadows and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know if it's lame or if it's awesome. I haven't decided. Heyman says he's there to set the record straight. Until Roman comes back, Solo sits at the head of the table. Heyman says Tonga is the right-hand man. And I guess Tonga Loa is officially inducted into the Bloodline. Solo hugs Loa while Heyman puts his head in his hands like he's about to cry. And they also christen him Infamous Tonga Loa. And there's loud "We Want Roman" chants and loud "Solo sucks" chants. And Heyman closes out, but Solo stops him. He's like, "What? Aren't you forgetting something, wise man?" Heyman's like, right-hand man Tama Tonga, Infamous Tonga Loa. Thank you, good night. What'd I forget? And then Solo wants Heyman to thank Tama Tonga and Infamous Tonga Loa for saving him last week from Kevin Owens. Heyman does so while looking like he's going to piss his pants. Unfortunately, they let Tama Tonga speak again. "We could let Kevin Owens kill you, but we saved you."
Which was a little strong.
Right?
We could have let him. He was going to kill you. Oh, well, that's a little much.
Yeah. "By orders of the tribal chief." Okay, Tama. Heyman says, "Let me return the favor. Since I've got here, all I've heard is that Owens wants all of you." And cue the Kevin Owens music. Owens comes out, he gets overwhelmed, and then out come the Solo Cups to fend off the bad guys. The dastardly bad guys. Later, Solo demands that Heyman make a main event match, or main event 6-man tag match between the Bloodline and the people that jumped them, or the main event is going to be Tama Tonga versus Paul Heyman in the locker room. Which, to be fair, I would like to see that a whole hell of a lot more than Bloodline versus the Solo Cups.
Well, you might be the only one. Paul Heyman definitely didn't want it.
No, he was all for the 6-man. They cut back from commercial. Cody's still pacing. And then the Agenda are walking. And they're facing some chicks later, allegedly. I won't be watching that trash.
Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Index. That's their NXT name, but that's who they are.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, sure enough, the Agenda won their match. Everyone from Raw came to attack them. This time, the other teams fought each other, and then the Agenda ended up standing tall.
Which I thought was... I didn't like it. First of all, I think I'm done with this Agenda already.
Oh, I've been done.
It's more so, for me, it's more so that it's like no one's on their level. And they even say it themselves. That's their little catchphrase. Who gonna stop us or something like that. And it's true. There's no one on the roster that's equal to them. And I was thinking, like, what, are you gonna have to bring someone in from outside the company? But anyway, I don't know. It's like watching a match that you know how it's gonna end. Like, they're not losing, so any match that they're in is a waste of time.
I feel like they just made Jade was awesome, but I feel like they just made her not Jade's big sister or something. They act the same, they talk the same, they even put their hair the same, they dress the same. They're just fucking, I don't know.
You know, they're just trying to get on The View and what's that guy's name? Joe Budden's podcast, the Breakfast Club, which is fucking annoying. The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Like, how are we not on that level? Like, they're
well,
that show is nothing.
I don't know about that. A lot of people like them. I mean, they're not for me, but
no, you shouldn't like them.
That one dude. Oh shit.
I hate the girl.
Yeah, she's annoying. That God damn it, what's his name? Calls himself the God. Whatever.
The bald guy?
Yeah.
I don't know his name. He's not important. He's not important.
Well, he's the one that gets the most attention because he says some whack shit.
Oh. He Engagement Farms, like that stupid asshole that said WWE wrestlers who will be in the AEW.
Yeah. He there was one interview that they had with Post Malone and he just went in on him.
Is he even a rapper?
I don't want to act like I'm a historian, but I believe he tried.
Oh. But
I don't know.
Well,
he did it. So, I mean, there's that.
I think the Bun podcast is a little bit better.
Joe's, yeah, as long as he can keep a co-host.
Oh, yeah, he fired those. There's this black and white guys that he fired, or they used to work with him. And now
Rory and Maul. But then before that, it was DJ Academics. He was with some fucking network or some shit. And they had a falling out.
Common denominators button.
I don't know. I mean, again, I don't want to act like I know.
I don't either. I don't really keep up with it. But the point of all that is, that's they're trying to get into those markets. You could put because Jade was already on the Breakfast Club before. But yeah, spread the word to the blacks. Get them, hey, let's get them blacks over here. We don't need more blacks. Triple H, you're talking like Vince.
Get those big, luscious blacks.
Get them. We need those big butt black women over here.
What if Triple H came out doing the strut?
That'd be funny.
And like he slowly starts like transforming into him. He grows his hair just long enough to comb it back.
I wonder why he doesn't have his hair anymore. Because he's balding.
I would either that or it's just easier, or that's his look now. They don't wrestlers seem to stick to a look and that works for them.
That's true.
Back to SmackDown. Cody's still pacing. Aldis comes out to talk to him. Nick tries to calm him down. Cody doesn't want to be calmed down. Nick just leaves. Apollo Crews. He got jumped by the evil Mexicans before their match. And I wrote, why the fuck is Crews still in the WWE?
I don't know.
Knight slid in. He asked Aldis where Logan Paul is, and then Carmelo Anthony slid in. They talk shit. Aldis schedules a match.
Yep. Hey, you got an open slot now, it sounds like, so why don't you just put us on the card? Mello don't miss. And Mello also don't win.
No. Waller beat somebody, and they were teasing a split between him and Theory.
Yeah, so last week they did Ciampa versus Austin Theory this week. And again, Vince McMahon special here. This week, it was Gargano versus Waller. To their credit, it was actually a pretty okay match with wrestling moves. And towards the end of the match, Gargano, he goes for a suicide dive. Waller, he pulls Theory, his tag team partner, in the way. And Gargano hits Theory instead. And then this leads to Waller winning the match. And then post-match, he's celebrating. And he never checks on his partner. So, yes. Teasing that the tag team champions are breaking up.
Oh, boy.
For what? For what? Who's going to be the face there? I genuinely ask. Because no one cares about Theory. No one cares. Waller is... of the two, Waller has more upside. And I think it's because he's better on the microphone.
You think Waller has more upside than Theory?
Yes. We've tried with Theory so many times.
Okay.
We gave him John Cena. We gave him the U.S. title. Gave him the Money in the Bank. Didn't he have?
But they didn't really. I mean, they gave him the U.S. title, but they didn't really make him a strong champion. He was more of the champion that lucked into victories. Like he beat Lashley and Rollins because Rollins and Lashley beat the fuck out of each other.
Right.
So I mean, and then like Lashley used Theory as a weapon against Rollins. Like, is that really what your champion is supposed to look like?
I guess. But
I mean, I
don't know.
agree with you that the I mean, Theory is not a superstar right now, but to me, I would say he has more upside than Waller just for the in-ring factor, and he can work on his promos. Waller's just whatever he is, Australian or New Zealand or whatever.
I guess it's Waller plays his part right now better than Theory plays his part.
Okay.
I think that would be the thing there.
Does Theory belong in a team though? Especially in a comedy team, because that's what Waller is. Waller automatically makes them a comedy act.
He's not comedy.
Yes, he is. He does the fucking Waller show, and come on.
He's not. I wouldn't say he's comedy. He's more.
His theme song. That's comedy. It's all comedy.
He's millennial, or what is the new gen?
I don't know.
He's Gen Z. I think that's the new one.
He's goofy.
He's brash. That's I don't know.
He's goofy. He never wins. He's the butt of all the jokes. He gets beat up by comedians.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Cody's still pacing. Aldis arrives with security. Styles called Aldis and said he's arriving any second. And sure enough, he arrives with fucking Anderson and Gallows. He can't fucking get rid of them.
No, he brought them back in. He had gotten rid of them. Now he's brought them back in. The Good Brothers are back. The OC's back.
But he was treating them like shit this whole year.
I know. Now he's brought them back in. I thought it was actually good. I saw it and I said, good for them, because they have actually not been done. They've done shit on TV. Now they're going to get brought back to some relevance.
All right.
I mean, I don't.
Allegedly. Okay. So you're saying we've tried with Theory. How many times have we tried with the Good Brothers? The OC.
Hey, they had a good run when they used to beat up John Cena. That was their thing. Good Brothers. Good brother Carl. Good brother. And then they had that thing where they would call people nerds. Let's bring back the nerds. I like them.
Well, Styles talks shit from his.
Oh. I was gonna say, wrestling wise, I didn't. Whatever, but no, I mean, Machine Gun Carl Anderson he's got a great spine buster. I don't know. It's just good for. I thought it was good that they're actually getting into something relevant.
We'll see. So yeah, Styles talks shit from his car. Security got in between everybody. Cody breathes really hard and goes to the ring. So he gets to the ring, tells AJ to come there right then, right now. Styles comes out, so does security. Styles says what Cody wants is irrelevant because Styles wants a title match at Clash at the Castle. So yeah, Styles wanted the match. See, Sammy just automatically jumped to Castle.
Okay.
Cody agreed to the match, but it's not going to be a regular match. Oh no. Cody's going to make AJ say what he should have said last week. I quit. So it's like Cody's just going to go through all the greatest hits of stipulation matches. And Aldis is all for it. He does the thumbs up. And then Cody beats up security until they overwhelm him. And Styles runs and hits Cody while the security guys are blatantly holding Cody so that could happen.
Of course. And I think this is a good move for this whole feud. It adds something. Like
the I Quit match?
Yeah, the first match, there was really nothing to it. Not the match itself. I'm saying like the build towards it. Mm-hmm. Now we have a little bit of heat behind it, so I like it. I'm more interested this time around than I was for the first match.
You know the evil smile that AJ had when he came out, that got me intrigued. So there's that. We'll see what happens. LA Knight beat Carmelo Anthony. Then he called out Logan Paul. Says he's bringing SmackDown to Paul, meaning we're probably going to get another off-site fight.
Paul answered.
Oh. Well, before that, Tiffany Stratton wants to be partners with Nia Jax because apparently she's still being punished for the black bitch thing. And then Mia Yim attacked the monster, Nia Jax, after that. Mia Yim
And
attacked the monster, Nia Jax.
this is actually a pretty good little backstage fight thing. So Mia Yim, she throws something on Nia Jax, some kind of liquid, and thus
Pussy juice.
Nia Jax couldn't get her footing, so she kept falling down while they're having this brawl.
So
it
Mia
looked
Yim,
ugly.
Mia Yim threw her pussy juice in her eyes.
Oh, can I be next? What?
Ew.
Oh,
Mia Yim?
who the hell said that? God damn. What is going on here? Get that person out of the venue. Get him out.
Well, Bailey came out to say some shit. Then the Harpy and the Whale came out to say some shit. And I bet they're wrestling in Scotland.
Well, that match was already made. And
Was it?
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
We talked about it.
Oh, I
WWE
don't care.
didn't. WWE was caught
Oh,
off
right.
guard that they were wrestling or that they're going to Glasgow. So in the last minute, 7th hour, they was like, "Oh wait, let's just throw this match on," because they didn't know this was happening before last
we did
week.
talk about that, yeah.
Piper Niven, she tried her best. We'll just say that. She gives a promo about what she's done in the business or what she's done in wrestling before she got to WWE. Paul Bailey was hugging people and getting opportunities. She's had to fight her way to WWE, and she's been champion all over the world. Great. But again, to us, you have not been on TV and you haven't won a singles match, in Lord knows how long. So
She's just
why
been a
do we
fat
care?
body for somebody to slam.
Yeah, she's just been there to make Bianca Belair look strong or insert whoever needs to pick her up.
Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Oh, Nia Jax just threw her like she was nothing.
Yeah. But I guess the biggest controversy out of this whole thing was the crowd, because they whatted her whole promo. And it sparked conversation about the what chant needing to finally be put to rest.
Oh my Christ.
Like,
because of the whale. That's going to do it. Of
it's
all
just because
the people,
they didn't stop.
Well, can you blame them?
I don't, but yeah.
Anybody with 2 fucking brain cells would be able to see that happening. Like we said, Piper Niven has been nothing but a fucking joke. She's been, and ever since she's teamed up with fucking the Harpy, it's been worse. So why wouldn't she get whatted? She's being put in a title match for no reason other than the fact that she's Scottish or whatever she is.
She's from Glasgow.
Okay. So that's the only reason.
Maybe. I don't even know if that's true. But yeah, she's from that area, we'll say. And yes, that is clearly why she's getting a title match.
Yeah, she's being shoehorned into this thing, and we're supposed to just cheer her because she's there? No, that's not how wrestling works. She needs to earn it, and she hasn't earned it. You don't just get to just be there and then automatically be a fan favorite. It didn't work for Daniel O'Brien. It's not going to be... Or wait, Daniel O'Brien was a fan favorite. It didn't work for... Who sucked? It didn't work for Glacier. It ain't going to work for Piper Niven.
Yeah. Yeah, we need some care before the match. Like, at least, I don't know, started in January. Like, started at the Royal Rumble. She has a good showing at the Royal Rumble. And then from there, she goes on a little win streak. And then we get to Glasgow. She has her match. She loses and then goes back to obscurity. I'm okay with that. Like, but yeah, you just pluck her from nowhere. Oh,
From the bottom.
By the way, she's getting a title match. Please care about it. So yes, that's why we wanted it. And by we, I mean the crowd that was there, not me.
Oh, I wanted it. Like, what is this shit?
And,
Oh, also the Harpy agreed to a match against Naomi next week. So it's going to be fun skipping that.
it is kind of interesting though, because interesting in the sense that Naomi hasn't won. I don't think she's won a singles match since she's been back. And Chelsea Green is kind of a jobber. So is Naomi gonna finally if she loses to Chelsea Green, there's some serious problems. Like, she really needs to be like, well, I don't know if this was the best choice coming back. I mean, I'm with my husband now, but my career's not gonna I ain't gonna be winning anymore. I'm a jobber.
Well, Logan Paul said some things. I addressed LA Knight, I'm assuming.
Yeah, this was the addressing of LA Knight. And he said, I can't believe I actually have to address this. And yeah, he said LA Knight's been irrelevant, and now he wants to shot at his US title. He called LA Knight a mid-carder, and he's on the US title. And yeah, he plugs that he's doing some kind of Tetris championship thing so he can win more titles, because that's what winners do.
Jesus
and
Christ.
Then he's like, well, everybody's saying Logan Paul. Yeah. It was a pretty good promo, but yeah, I guess we're building. This is going to happen at SummerSlam. Unless LA Knight wins Money in the Bank. Which, I don't know. Got a lot of options here for Money in the Bank.
That's the point, isn't it?
Yes. And it's too early to say who I think is going to win. I need to see a couple weeks of TV play out.
All right. Well, the Solo Cups and Owens beat the Bloodline by disqualification. Solo hit Owens with a chair. Bloodline whoops everybody's ass. Bloodline gives Owens a shield powerbomb through the announce desk. And I really hope that's a message to Roman and not just a member berry.
I think it was a message to Roman. Like, I don't know, he's trying to prove that he's Roman.
Something.
Or not prove that he's Roman, but I don't know. It's kind of like, when a wrestler uses another wrestler's move. Like when Shawn Michaels did the tombstone because he was mocking the Undertaker, trying to get under his skin.
I hope that's what it is. And not just, oh, the Shield did it. Now Solo's new Bloodline does it. See, guys, they're just as good.
I think they're just they're taunting Roman.
So this was better than Raw, but not by much. And yeah,
Well, before we move on, or oh, never mind. We got some predictions.
We do have predictions. That's okay. You missed the whole Raw one.
If you did not said anything, it would have been perfect. Now you said something,
I did.
but
Oh,
we're here now, so
gosh.
I got it.
Oh, you
Clash
got it?
at the Castle 2024. We're going to go to Air Scotland. Wait,
Oh, every match is a title match. That's good.
is it?
Mm-hmm.
What's going on here? Why can't I see the...
I got it pulled up if you want me to drive. I'm looking at it. I can see it.
Let's do that. Share that bad boy.
Alrighty. Boom, boom, boom. Booyakasha. All right. So as you can see, we have 5 matches scheduled in this region here. And they're all title matches.
Oh, you're going to Wicked. No. Nope.
No, what do you want me to do?
That? I got it. We'll do it. We don't want to give that place a...
I'm just going over the matches. Who the fuck does it matter where it's from?
WWE's got the high level graphics.
Well, fuck that. Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
All good.
we'll do it this way. We'll see. Share this tab. Can we see it?
Do we want to show off WWE shit, or do we want to?
Do we want to have high level graphics?
It's
If
not
you
high
make the
level
high level graphics,
Somebody,
well,
I
guess
had
that'll-
high level graphics, and you missed them all.
I guess I'll make the high level graphics since you make enough. Anyway, or I'll just download them next time. That'll be better. So we start out. Let's see. Let's start with this unpredictable match here. We got the agenda.
I can't.
We got.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you can't see it.
No, I was gonna say I can't tell who's in this match because it doesn't have it written down like Wikipedia does. But then you start going over who's in the match. So
Yes, we got a tag team title match. We got the agenda here. We got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. We got Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. Triple threat match for the tag team titles.
oh, and they're only there because they're fucking goddamn.
Yes. Now you get it.
So,
And we can just go ahead and say the agenda's winning
Yeah, the
here.
agenda.
Winning here.
mm-hmm.
At first, I thought it was going to be like, and I still thought they were going to win too. But at first, I thought it was like 4-on-2, like a handicap match. But no, it's just a triple threat match, and yeah, the agenda is winning that. Our next match is the Unstoppable Force meeting Bailey.
Look at this. She's even smiling like a joke.
Who, Bailey?
No, the other one.
Oh, we got Piper Niven versus Bailey, women's championship on the line. Can Piper Niven, the Bailey's winning?
Yeah.
I don't want to waste it. I don't waste the time on this. And it might even be a bathroom break. So,
Well, I'm not watching it. Is this going to be one of those pay-per-views that's in the middle of the day?
Yep, 2 p.m. Eastern
boy.
time, so because they're overseas.
That's gonna be a rough one for me.
Next up, we got Master Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title.
I want to say Gable, but I don't know if they're gonna have. I don't know if they're gonna have Otis, grow a spine before or after. That's my drawback. I'll just say Gable. Fuck you, Sammy.
I say Gable as well. First of all, yes, it's been enough. Gable's had like how many opportunities at the Intercontinental title? I think it's about time that he actually gets the win if they're going to give him the win. And then how I predicted it to happen, or my prediction is that Gable Otis is going to be fed up with Gable's shit. He's going to turn on him, enter the Creed brothers. They're going to turn on Otis, and then Gable would have this master plan for this Creed brothers to help him, and then he wins the title. And he has a new Alpha Academy. And then we're building to Otis and Chad Gable.
Oh God.
That's what I'm guessing.
All right.
Our next match is the World Heavyweight Championship match. We have Damian Priest with this hairstyle right now.
No wonder he's called the bisexual Undertaker. They're not doing him any favors, are they?
They had to go take these pictures, so this was a choice for him.
Either that or it's a choice for the editor.
What, they went and found this?
Or they made it all high definition and shit. Gotta really bring out the spy lines.
And as a matter of fact, I think when's the last time his hair's even been braided?
I don't remember paying attention to Damian Priest's hair.
Well, I know it ain't been this, or I would have like that. This sticks out.
That's true. Yeah.
Like you don't not notice this.
Yeah, that looks like fucking chainmail.
And bruh, come on. What do you do? Why do you got braids for, bruh? We got the braids locked down, so you can't be having braids. Anyway, Damian Priest. We spent more time talking about this. Just that's some raw reaction right there.
Well, we kind of already talked about it last week. No, we didn't we did talk about it last week. We pretty much said that McIntyre's not walking away with the belt because of one Philip K. Brooks.
Yep, who's been off TV so he's primed and ready for a comeback.
Yes.
So yeah, we both.
And he did say, yeah, he did allude to hiding in a bowl of haggis.
Yeah. So we've both picked.
I just want to see like this haggis just sitting on the entrance ramp all night. And the announcers go, "What is this haggis doing there? This mysterious haggis has just been sitting there all night. We don't know where it came from, what it's doing there, who's going to eat it, nothing." And finally, when McIntyre comes out and he hits Priest with the Claymore and it looks like he's going to get his moment, the haggis starts trembling. And the announcers, "The haggis is trembling! It's trembling!" And then out comes CM Punk. Probably all slimy and gross because,
it's haggis.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like wobbling like the egg on the
exactly
the gobbledygooker egg.
Uh-huh. New era.
But yeah, we both got Priest here.
Yeah.
And leads us to our main event, which I'm trying to find the graphic. So give me a second, y'all. Where is it? Don't worry, this will all be trimmed down nicely. So only use guys who are live here, which is no one. Get
All
to
the
see the
graphic
struggle.
stuff's good. Yeah. All the graphic stuff's going to be taken out.
Oh yeah, I forget about that. Oh, there it is, right there.
I don't know. Maybe.
You can try it. I don't care.
See, I don't know because with the splices.
Oh, they're used to it. Anyway, Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. One of these men will be beaten to a pulp, and they will be beaten so bad that the only thing they can do is say, "I quit."
What's Cody Rhodes' submission hold?
He doesn't really have one. I mean, he's used the. Now this was back in. Well, he uses the figure four every once in a while, but he's not like one with it.
Right.
So I guess that's.
Okay.
You don't need it. He's just gonna beat the shit out of AJ Styles until he quits. That's gonna be the strategy there. AJ Styles has the calf crusher, so he has a submission. But Cody Rhodes, he's just gonna beat him. I guess.
Well,
it is going to be that does bring up a good question because, yeah, Cody Rhodes doesn't really have a submission, so
yeah,
he's gonna have to figure something out.
That's like when Austin was in that I Quit match. It was like, well, obviously Austin's gonna lose because he doesn't have a fucking. Oh, he had the $1 Million Dream.
Yeah,
so that's not really a submission though.
Yeah, it's a pass out, but you got to get someone to say I quit.
Yeah.
I mean, they could find a creative way.
Well, it was a submission match, so you'd have to. I don't know.
They can find a creative way. Remember that one year where The Rock had Mankind's voice pre-recorded?
I'm shocked that they have not done that since.
Yeah, I've been looking for it to happen.
Same. That's such a great way to do it.
Yeah, especially when he clearly says I quit, and then yeah, gotcha.
I guess Cody's gonna win.
Yeah, Cody wins this, but it's gonna be interesting to figure out how.
Right.
Unless they do that, and AJ Styles he wins off of a recording of Cody Rhodes saying I quit. And then at SummerSlam, Cody wins the title back. But that's kind of hot-shotting, outside the box thinking.
And
if I were...
It's just his third title defense, too.
Yeah. If I was an idiot who was farming for engagement, I would say that's going to be the outcome. So I can get the clicks. Oh, I think Cody Rhodes is going to lose this match. God. I don't know why that triggered me so much. I've referenced it now like 3 times during the stream.
Yes, you have. That's okay.
Cody Rhodes is gonna win this match. Or no, AJ Styles. God. Anyway. Yes, Cody Rhodes is gonna win. How?
Yeah. How? Unless like it's a schmoz where the OC just gangs up on Cody and there's no, it's like it's a no contest.
I think it'll be a finish. But yeah, I just don't see how Cody's going to get there. But that's what makes it interesting. That's what I said. This is more interesting than their first match because, yeah. How's Cody Rhodes going to make AJ Styles quit? But that is your Clash of the Castle predictions. As I always say, we are always pretty close to accurate, 100%. So go ahead, take it to the bank. And I need to remind myself to reach out to like DraftKings or something to get this segment sponsored next time.
Although the King of the Ring prediction. Oh, wait. That was on my end. Never mind.
Yeah. But that is it.
That is it.
And we move on to the favorite part of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way to 500 subscribers. Do us a favor, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Help us get there. Only with your help can we get there. Can we get there by SummerSlam? That is the time we are trying to get there by. And if not, then we'll just move the goalposts and keep moving it until we get there. So do that for us. Also, check out our videos. We got a bunch of content. We're almost at daily content. So if you want to catch up on the videos, you can go to our channel and check out all that stuff. Let's give some shout outs to the audio only listeners, the 4% of women who watch the channel, the TikTokers, short form guys. Don't even post over there anymore, but we will before they get shut down. LinkedIn, as soon as that opens up, we're going to be posting there. Which is going to be an interesting thing. Kind of excited for it. And if you're buying anything from the shop WWE, you can use our affiliate link, which is listed in the description next to the like button. That's on YouTube. And also shout out to the Twitch people that you watch on Twitch. Oh, maybe you're not back, so I'll keep going.
Oh, I'm back. I was waiting for you to finish.
Oh, that was it.
That was it. All right.
And also, if you have the time, maybe I'll be live tomorrow for a watch along for the NXT Battleground. Jordan Grace takes on Roxanne Perez. Ethan Page takes on Trick Williams. And there's something about this UFC Apex thing that I have no idea what it is, but apparently it's a big deal to people. So there you go. NXT will be live tomorrow, and maybe we'll do a watch along. And if you want to join, you can do that. There we go.
WCW Slamboree 1997 is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the marquee matches featured are Mongo McMichael versus Reggie White and a main event 6-man tag match. And it's Piper is an icon, Flair is a legend, and Kevin Green is a wild card. And the NWO want to replace honor with disgrace. So yes, it is the NWO, the Outsiders, and Master 6 versus Piper, Flair, and Kevin Green, the football player.
In Flair Country.
In Flair Country. Boy, was it Flair Country. And Dusty, Shivani, and Heenan are on commentary, of course. Shivani says tonight it's tradition versus the NWO. And Heenan claims that Reggie White is at a disadvantage because Mongo McMichael's actually been in the ring. And Dusty says, never toss tradition out the window. And will the seeping sewage of the NWO be stopped tonight, if you will? And we have Steven Regal versus the Ultimo Dragon for the TV title. And the TV title sure is being defended a lot on pay-per-views.
It sure is.
That seems to be quite the thing. Regal dropped the Lord part of his gimmick because he claimed being part of nobility is a given. So just call me Steven from now on. Ono took a selfie with Dragon and it blinded him. So I guess that's their way of teasing a rift. And this was a splendid match to watch. And for me, it was going to be hard to beat. And it seemed like they wrestled Regal style the first half, and then the second half of the match, it was Dragon style. And I like how the only pleasant thing to look at about Regal is his in-ring work, because he's like not really impressive looking physically. Like he's kind of doughy.
He's kind of. I thought he was getting a little chunky.
Yeah,
He's definitely not that chunky, last pay-per-view.
But he's not like a body guy.
No, but he was in better shape before. He's good.
Okay. But he's still, I don't know. He's always looked kind of dumpy. And he has, like, his character has no frills. There's no pyro. He just gets in the ring and that's his art. I like it.
He was more of a face this time.
I don't know what he was.
He wasn't taunting the crowd like he usually does. And yeah, he dropped the Lord gimmick.
I don't know. I felt like he was still taunting the crowd.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He definitely was heel at the end, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I was confused.
Well, I think he was a heel, and then the crowd was cheering his ass, and then he played into that. That's what I think happened. It's like, oh, I better not insult them anymore. They actually like me. This might be the only crowd that cheers my name.
And they were, which is surprising to me too.
I love how no one knows what the fuck to do when Dragon does his little handstand thing on the ropes. They always just look at him confused. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do?
I do like, yeah. Regal actually played into it. He was just like looking at him like, what the hell?
Right.
And then he kicks him.
Apparently, Regal claimed the only title worth having is the TV title. He's not a U.S. citizen, so he doesn't want the U.S. title, and the world title has been vandalized by the NWO. And the North Kakalaki crowd cheered hard for their boy Steven Regal. And I bet those rednecks were just really conflicted on who to root for, because you got Ultimo Dragon, who's, Japanese, and then you have Lord Steven Regal. Like,
they said, well, I guess Regal's closer to one of us, because
right, yeah. So Ono kicked the shit out of Regal on the outside. Dragon got in between them, and he seemed kind of pissed off at Ono. And Dragon hit his top rope Frankensteiner. He turned it into a double arm power bomb. Or then turned a double arm power bomb for Regal into a Frankensteiner, which was cool. And Regal did his little walk away thing when Dragon tried a diving crossbody from outside the ring. It's a perfect thing for a son of a bitch like him to do.
I like the smirk he gave after he did it too.
Right. And Ono starts kicking Regal again. And again, Dragon gets in between them. He grabs Regal, throws him in the ring. And Sonny Ono kicks Dragon in the back of the head. Regal kicks Dragon in the back of the head too. And he does a reverse suplex to Dragon. Then he holds up a V for victory to the joyous redneck crowd. And he plays his Regal stretch for the win. Crowd was even holding up their little V's. And Ono said in the camera that he makes champions and he also destroys them.
It's definitely a good match.
Oh, it was a great match.
And yeah, I like the story that they told as Ono was trying to cheat and Dragon didn't want any of it. It's like, I want to win this fair. So and then he turned on him at the end. So Yeah, they told a good story. Also, Regal kept trying to get the Regal stretch in, but he would always get fought off.
Yeah, he tried it about 4 times. And yeah, Dragon would get to the ropes or whatever. But it was like one of those, I don't know. I don't have a good analogy for it, but yeah, he was just trying to lock it in the whole time. Very opportunistic.
Yeah, and I even liked how they put the the TV title over. Like, oh, well, I'm not a U.S. citizen, so I don't want that title.
Right.
And the world title's been vandalized, been cheapened with that spray paint on it, so I don't want that title. It's the only title that I want. Just gave it more prestige. And apparently that was his 4th time winning it too, so good for him.
Well, Luna Vachon versus Medusa in a ladies' grudge match. And Luna is billed from the other side of darkness, which I thought was really cool. And this was actually a really fun match to watch. Luna looked like a monster, and she looked like the big badass heel. Medusa blew my eardrums out with all of her screaming, but she was, the baby face that had to come from behind. Medusa did her bridge escape thing. Vachon did more heel things and made Mad Dog Vachon faces. And then Medusa won with a German suplex. 100 times better than just about any modern women's match. And after the match, Medusa gets on the top rope, teases taking off her top, which I thought was strange. And Medusa didn't look as rough this time around.
She took off the over top, but I thought we were about to get it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, sit up. I'm ready. Come on.
What is this?
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was definitely a better match. So last pay-per-view for WCW, we had that Medusa versus Hakatow.
Yeah.
And that match was kind of rough. This one definitely a lot better. It was physical. That clothesline looked perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The clothesline she hit on Luna Vachon still looked perfect.
Yep.
And Luna Vachon, yeah, she's as physical as they come. When you look like her, you just got to be physical.
It was really interesting seeing her like that too, because I would say most of us just remember her as Sean's, enforcer or whatever, valet.
Yeah, I was thinking I think for me it was being Bam Bam's valet.
Okay.
She was Sean's
either
valet
way
for so little time, and I was like, I think that's pretty much it for her, the being Bam Bam's valet, because they were all tatted up, both of them. So
she was with Goldust for a minute.
True. It also, I guess, it helped for me because she was Bam Bam's valet in the that Raw game that was on the NES,
that's true, yeah.
the SNES, and I played the hell out of that game. So
that was a great game. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and you had the buttons, and you had to when you tried to do the finisher, and you had to hit the R and the L button. This was before I got the Turbo Touch, so I was actually trying to do.
And the bar had to fill up.
Yeah, and if you played on hard mode, good luck with your forearms, because
no shit,
you really had to tap.
Well, Mean Gene comes out. He drools over Medusa, then talks about his favorite subject, the WCW hotline. And there's a change in talent coordination, and someone might be leaving. That's what
that one wasn't. I don't know. This one was weak for me.
Okay.
This shilling of the hotline was weak for me.
All right.
I was like, what is that? That didn't get me.
Well, yeah, somebody's leaving, and then, somebody behind the scenes changed. Okay.
Yeah, that was a weak one.
Randy Savage interrupted. Thank you. And Savage heads to the ring with Elizabeth. He starts blowing the NWO and their various nicknames. Crowd starts chanting DDP. Savage says Diamond Dallas Page doesn't want any part of the Macho Man anymore. Page comes out with a bent cane, chases Savage off. Bischoff comes out to hold Savage back, even though he already ran away. Page gets the mic, starts talking shit. I thought you wanted to feel the madness, Savage. Don't you want to feel the madness? Shivani says, oh, we want to feel it. I bet you do, Tony. DDP says Savage can't please women and instead kisses Hogan's ass. Savage says, brother. Brother. A lot.
Speaking of which, I never got to point it out last time, but I found it weird because, you know, Miss Elizabeth is with Savage. I don't know what their dynamic is, but when he was talking about, oh, we're going to have a party in the hotel room after. Oh, yeah. You okay with that? I'm okay with that. It was just a weird thing.
Yeah, and he was all excited. Slim Jims for everybody.
Yeah. It's like, so what's the dynamic here? Are we to assume that this is a open relationship or something? She watches you?
Yeah, I just assumed she just sits in a chair and watches with a smile.
She probably... I don't want to. There's some hair holding and she's doing it. Okay. We'll just say that. Pounder much.
So it's like Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah.
Okay. NWO guys and Bischoff, who specifically came out there to keep Savage from doing something stupid, just let him go to the ring. Savage gets to the ring, gets annihilated by DDP's crutch like a moron. Page breaks the crutch over Bagwell and Virgil, and Page nails Bischoff. Then Norton gets involved, and without hurrying whatsoever, punches Page straight in the kidney.
He sure did.
And NWO and he just moseyed on over there.
Yeah,
he made eggs and bacon before getting involved.
He was waiting for a spot.
So
it's
NWO,
like, show me that kidney, I'm gonna get it.
Oh, he got it. And yeah, NWO swarm on Page, and they were targeting his injured ribs and kidneys.
Giant finally got to see that DDP.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
ribs.
That's true.
And they'll be taped for a long time.
I didn't realize it was Savage that did it.
Yeah, I forgot how it happened, but yeah, Savage. But Savage is doing good to get him over.
He is. Giant comes out for the save. He's wearing a Lex Luger shirt like a geek. And Savage wants to be annoying, or would be annoying as fuck to work with because of the constant holding back shit. Like everybody just seemed like they wanted to just go to the next scene. But Savage kept doing his, oh, let me at him. I gotta stay in character and be intense and shit. And then he ran specifically into people so they could hold him back. So yeah, it's all right. Yuji Yasuroka, whatever, versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Yuji was very Japanese, and his ring attire reminded me of something you'd see out of Speed Racer or like Super Sentai.
Yeah, I got a little bit of like Power Rangers or I don't know, it was Power Rangers or VR Troopers. You remember that show?
Yeah, VR Troopers.
Yeah. Very anime, that guy. Or not anime, but you know.
Yeah. So they had a match where they just did a whole bunch of moves to each other. Crowd didn't seem like they gave a shit at all about it. And they cheered only because it was over. It could just be me. Ray did a deal where the referee Mark Curtis got in his way, and then Ray jumped over him anyway. Yuji did an arm thing where he grabbed Ray's arm and then he jumped outside the ring, and it guillotined Ray's arm into the ropes. It's pretty cool. Yuji hit a butterfly DDT and Ray kicked out. I guess that's supposed to be his big finish, but doesn't mean anything to us because Yuji is unknown. So the significance is lost on me.
It did look great though. You notice how he didn't unhook his hands like they do now?
Oh, well, that's
Like
because
he
he's
held it all the way
Japanese.
down.
Yeah. They don't
And I
care
was-
about hurting you.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, that like you gotta hit that right because he did not unhook his. He did. He held that butterfly all the way to the mat. So you gotta make sure you're right on that one.
Yep. And Mysterio ended up winning with his Frankensteiner roll-up thing. And Ray said in the camera that after the match that no Japanese is going to come in here and intimidate Mexican and American wrestling. We're the best.
Yeah, this was. Yeah, it was just a match to me because I didn't know the other guy.
Yeah.
But I was giving it. I was like, oh, well, it's okay that I'm not like into it because, I got to get acclimated to this guy. So maybe in a few pay-per-views if he's around, which maybe he's not even around, maybe I'll come around to him.
Okay. Well, Mortis versus Glacier. Mortis came out with James Mitchell, who has Glacier's helmet for some reason. Mortis is not nearly as impressive looking this time around. I think it's the lighting. Glacier gets to the ring. Then he gets his ass stomped for a while. Mortis then calls for Wrath, who comes join the ass whooping. Glacier starts beating up Mortis while Wrath takes a sweet ass time getting to the ring. Wrath beats up Glacier with James Mitchell's stick. Wrath and Mortis beat up Glacier. Mortis fame asses Glacier onto the steel steps. James Mitchell taunts Glacier with his helmet. And dumbfuck Glacier kept pulling himself back up for some reason. Like, if somebody fame assered me on the steel steps, I'd stay down.
He wanted to get it. I don't know. He was defying this ass beating that he was getting.
Yeah. There's being gutsy and then there's just being stupid. And I think Glacier crossed the line. So eventually a fan enters the ring and karates the shit out of Mortis and Wrath. The spin kick on Mortis, my God. And after a karate stance, the fan goes and checks on Glacier.
After a couple of them, he's like, oh, and then he was doing all this posing. And he's like, oh yeah, let me go check on him.
Right. Doug Dillinger and security came to usher the fan, who commentary deduced as Ernest Miller, to the back. And it's a good thing Miller complied immediately because Dillinger would have maced the shit out of him because he did so with Scott Steiner.
Yep.
In fact, he'd probably run over Miller with his car. So James Mitchell, who's sweating like a whore in church, says Miller just opened Pandora's box.
And we have the debut of Ernest Miller.
Yes.
Who apparently was some karate champion thing.
Yeah.
They were putting over. And I'll say, he's give him some time. He's going to be one of my, I wouldn't say favorite wrestlers, but one of my more entertaining wrestlers, especially when he turns into what he turns into.
James Brown Jr.
Yeah. When he starts doing the dance.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I can't wait. Hopefully it holds up today.
Well, I can't wait for more Glacier and Mortis matches.
I remember now that that was pretty much the extent of Glacier's push was he kept wrestling Mortis in different ways. And just disappears from TV.
Well, he teamed with Ernest Miller for a while, and then Ernest Miller kind of got over.
Yeah, not Glacier. I wonder why. I kind of felt just watching this match. I was like, this is like a Mortal Kombat. This is Reptile versus Glacier Sub-Zero right now.
Yeah.
With how they're dressed and
Well, and they said that Glacier's undefeated still.
yeah.
And you kind of see how he's undefeated.
Because he didn't do shit.
Yeah, it's not an impressive win streak if you're winning by disqualification all the time. Because you just get your ass beat.
They're beating him into an undefeated streak.
That's kind of like the anti-Goldberg.
Yeah.
Okerlund came out to pimp the hotline, only to pimp out the hotline. Didn't even interview anybody this time.
So we're talking about the change of power thing.
Yeah.
That no one cares about.
Right. Jeff Jarrett versus Dean Malenko. It's for the U.S. title. And Jarrett came out and commentary immediately started calling Mongo a cuck. Like, Deborah's with him. She's got eyes for Jarrett. What's the Mongo's equation or part in the equation? Oh, he just sits there and watches. He's in the same home. He's a cuck.
He is.
Basically, the American version of the previous match. Dean worked on Jarrett, and it pains me to say that about a Dean Malenko match. Dean worked on Jarrett's leg. Nice little spot where Dean punched Jarrett's knee to prevent him from locking in a figure four, which I thought was kind of cool. Jarrett got a figure four anyway, but Dean managed to get to the ropes. Deborah helped with an indomitable stretch. She used the leverage thing. Both men bump into each other. Jarrett rolls out of the ring. Mongo the cuck comes out to collect Deborah. Says Jarrett can fend for himself. Mongo then rolls the fallen Jarrett into the ring, drags Deborah to the back. Dean hits a double underhook DD powerbomb, and then locks in the Texas Cloverleaf. And I think it was the third or fourth attempt. And he retains.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, pretty straightforward match. I don't know why Mongo decided to come out and take Deborah.
Because he needed help with his match.
But it was not then. It was next. I guess he needed to prepare.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
seemed weird. He needed Deborah to help him prepare for his 6-man tag match.
No, he had the one-on-one match.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it was just weird that he chose then to come out. Like, why not do it at the beginning of the match? But
well, then he couldn't have thrown Jarrett into the ring so Malenko can get the figure or the Texas Cloverleaf. Duh.
Okay.
Ming versus Chris Benoit. It's a death match. Ming comes out with Jimmy Hart, and then he sends him to the back to the locker room. And Benoit and woman come out, and they have a hero moment where she tells him he doesn't have to do this. He says, no, but I have to. But don't throw in the towel, no matter what, or I'll kill you and our son.
I did think it was kind of eerie that, I don't know, he was like, it almost felt like he was being the protector.
Yeah.
It was like, without yeah.
So Ming and Benoit beat the hell out of each other. Woman screamed a lot. Jacqueline came out for no reason. So did her tits. She just stood on the entrance ramp with her hands on her hips. Woman went to the start of the entrance ramp. Then Jacqueline just left. And we never saw her again, ever.
Yep, it was weird.
Ming hit a pile driver. Because I'll always call out a pile driver. Benoit locks in a crossface. Ming gets to the ropes. Randy Anderson.
Oh, what else would it be?
What?
You said you always call it a pile driver, but what else?
No, I'm sorry. I'll always call out a pile driver.
Oh, okay.
Benoit locks in a crossface. Ming gets to the ropes. Randy Anderson breaks the hold. The commentary team says Benoit doesn't have to break the hold. Then Benoit had to break the hold because Ming was hanging off the ring. Then they said that there was the only one and only stipulation of this death match is fucking rope breaks. So like they had this little back and forth over why Randy Anderson counted the rope break.
Yeah. WCW is pretty good at forgetting stipulations.
Yeah. It's a clusterfuck.
It's like, why are they even putting stipulations on matches and they don't pay attention? The karate match.
Benoit hit a monster German suplex from the top rope, then goes for his diving headbutt. And it looked like Benoit nails the headbutt, but something's wrong. Ming has Benoit in the Tongan death grip. Actually, I thought he headbutted his arm or some shit. I didn't know what the fuck he was like. Maybe he was scared to headbutt Ming, which is understandable. Benoit tries with all his might to fight out of it. Woman gets on the apron. It looks like she's gonna quit the match for Benoit, but he just slowly shakes his head with Ming's hand in his throat.
Death grip on it.
Yeah. Which was the only death part of this match. And Benoit succumbed to the Tongan death grip and passed out.
So I guess the rules of this death match was it was last man standing.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that at one point they were counting like it was last man standing, and then they never really went back to that. And yeah, there were rope breaks, and I was even thinking like, okay, this death match, he's counting. What happens if he gets to 5? Is it gonna be a DQ?
That's a good question. I just want to know what made it a death match.
I wanted to know why it was a death match. Like, what did Ming and that probably we find that on TV probably, but it's like, what does Ming and Benoit have to do with a death match? Like, yeah, do Kevin Sullivan, but Ming, like, why are we here? And is Ming I guess they're teasing the breakup of the dungeon because Ming didn't want any help. And he won clean, which was another thing. Like, he beat Benoit clean after they were just talking about how impeccable of a win-loss record Benoit has. But they also said that Ming's never lost a death match before. So there's a lot happening there.
It was good too.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but a lot of questions.
Well, I would think that Kevin Sullivan sent Ming after Benoit.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
And I didn't get a rift with the Dungeon of Doom. I got Ming sending Jimmy Hart to the back because shit's about to get real.
Oh. Yeah, that's one way to take it. I just took it as a rift because, yeah, he sent him to the back and then he won without any help. And
But
if
he
we
won
learn
without
from
any
Sonny
help 'cause
Ono,
he's a monster.
but if we learn from Sonny Ono, if you don't want help, you can't be doing that.
Right. We get a Great American Bash commercial. It's going to be in Illinois.
And that's our next pay-per-view, which I already started watching. So
Yeah. How was it?
I will watch it again, but so far so good.
Good.
We start with an Ultimo Dragon match, so
Seems
that's
like
a
that's
thing.
yeah. Well, Conan and Hugh Morris versus the Steiner brothers. And Conan is still 100% Cholo. I have no idea why the fuck he's still with the Dungeon of Doom.
Oh, this was the other thing that led me to believe that there's a rift.
Okay. Well, this would definitely be the riff. Scott Steiner's well on his way to becoming Big Papa Pump. Like, he looks like a little truck. Pretty
I
vanilla.
wrote that too.
He looks like a truck.
No.
Oh.
Clearly we're about to get Big Papa Pump because he is jacked.
That mace must have had steroids in it or something. A pretty vanilla tag team match. Steiners threw Morris and Conan around. Morris and Conan and Jimmy Hart cheated to gain an advantage. Charlotte loved the Steiners. Morris looked like an idiot. He missed the clothesline, then tumbled out of the ring. Then he tried a top rope move and landed on Steiner's foot. Then he missed a no laughing matter, like all within seconds. And Steiner
Also weird that Scott Steiner, was watching watching him go to the top to even attempt the no laughing matter.
right.
Like he's just standing there looking at him.
Scott Steiner hit probably the best looking Frankensteiner we've seen him do. That's not saying much. It still looked like he was like millimeters away from snapping his neck.
Yeah.
Rick got the pin. And Conan's pissed after the match and turned on Morris.
So more rifts, I guess, between everybody.
Yes. Mongo McMichael versus Reggie White. Reggie White looked ridiculous. He had that practice jersey on with the Green Bay Packer pants.
That were cut into shorts.
Either that or they were shorts that had that design. I was conflicted on which was which.
Well, they looked like they were cut.
Okay.
Like I saw
I
the
didn't
bottom
look
of
too
them.
closely.
Yeah, it looked like he cut them. Probably
Okay.
cut them right before the match.
Right? Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't have gear. I'll just cut these.
There's lots of headlocks and wrist locks because both of them suck. And the commentary team was very excited that Reggie White did basic stuff like an atomic drop and a body slam. Mongo screamed his head off, and he was basically a cartoon villain throughout the match. There was a moment where he said, what did he say? God might have your soul, but your ass belongs to me. And Reggie White clubbed him. Clubbed him. And then there's Reggie White has him in a nerve hold, and Mongo gets on his knees. I'm going to church. I'm going to church. And then he hits Reggie, and then he turns to the camera. I hear the church bells ringing right now. Yeah, it was just cartoon. Mongo teased leaving, and then some big Mama Jamma came out and carried Mongo back to the ring. And they did shotgun alley shit. White hit a leg drop and atomic drop, a splash. Can't tell you how pissed I was the first leg drop wasn't the finish, because fuck this match. Mongo goes to hit White with the Halliburton attaché case. The big Mama Jamma snatches it from Mongo. Jarrett comes out of nowhere because he forgot what happened during his match. And he tosses Mongo a second Halliburton attaché case, which he uses on Reggie White for the win. And I was actually surprised that White lost.
I was too. And if I'm being honest, I like this match more than you did. I was into it. I don't know what it was. Like, first of all, I was thinking, here we are. This is clearly a celebrity match because, Reggie White is an outside guy in the business.
Right.
And, because they're not trying to do Canadian destroyers and stuff, then, they can work a more story-led match. Did they go to the headlock a lot? Yes. As a matter of fact, even on commentary, is like, that might be all he knows. But I don't know. I thought they told a good story. Mongo, they kept doing like the shoulder tackle, drawing the line in the middle of the ring. It's like, all right, come on. And Mongo does the chop block. They're supposed to. Oh,
that was the shotgun alley.
Yeah, they're supposed to shotgun alley, but Mongo goes low, and then they do it again. He's like, "No knee stuff this time, straight up." It's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm sure you're being truthful there. And then yeah, there's the part where he did the rope break, and then there was the chop block, which they're both football players, so that's illegal. And yeah, my only downside was that moment where that other guy came out and he carried Mongo back to the ring because kind of made him look weak.
Well, I mean, that dude was huge.
He was.
He would make anybody look weak, just
I
by
was like, man,
proxy.
that's clearly a O lineman.
That was a nose tackle.
Oh, yeah, he could have been that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he probably was that, but yeah, clearly he wasn't a skill position.
No.
He was a lineman of some sort.
And he did his job. Well, I don't know. I just thought that Mongo's overacting. I thought Reggie, all due respect, I know Reggie White is a legend, but he looked goofy. He looked like a somebody that just came off the bleachers. They're like, hey, who wants to wrestle Mongo tonight? It only cost you $5. That type of shit. And yeah, he had no attire. And he's at this point, he's probably one of the most famous football players, right?
Yeah.
So the motherfucker can't afford some jeans or something that looks a little better than that.
Well, as you notice, they kept wanting to do like even with Kevin Green and
Oh,
Mongo,
we'll get to him.
everybody had to have like their team colors on and shit. I don't know. It's like they had a look for if you're a football player, you got to have this kind of look.
He also reminded the way he walked and how awkward he looked. He being Reggie White, kind of reminded me of Mike. Remember Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Pepsi, get the Pepsi. Just that bent over upper body.
Yeah. Like
But,
knees shot.
yeah, maybe that's what it was. But anyway, at least one of us liked it. So NWO versus Ric Flair, Roddy Piper, and Kevin Green. And I can't believe that they paid Michael Buffer to come out for this shit. And he called Master 6 230 pounds of disrespect. Did I miss any other good ones?
No.
Okay.
That's pretty much the gist of it, and then the stuff he said about Flair.
Where he blew him.
Yeah.
Kevin Green looked more ridiculous and jacked up on tart energy than White was. Like he started doing the spin things on his ass. I'm just, what the fuck, dude? Good guys did good guy shit. It's funny watching Flair go on a chopping spree on everybody. I liked when Nash got involved. Like Flair chopped him and Nash was like, what the fuck? Like he was beside himself.
Yeah.
Bad guys did bad guy shit. They did double team moves, cheap shots while the ref's back was turned. Eventually Piper gets tagged in, but Randy Anderson doesn't see it. So Piper calmly and rationally decks Randy Anderson. And out comes Nick Patrick, who's dressed like a normal WCW referee again. And he checks on Randy Anderson. Now, I guess he was, if I listened correctly, it sounded like he was suspended and then just recently reinstated.
Well, they were kind of acting as if he was still suspended, but
Okay.
I guess not.
So he's back, and he's back to normal.
Yeah.
So while Patrick's checking on Randy Anderson, all hell breaks loose in the ring. Flair gets Hall in a figure four. Piper gets Nash in a sleeper. Green hits that 230 pounds of disrespect with a power slam. Hall ends up passing out from the figure four. Nick Patrick slides in, makes the count. And this was allegedly the biggest moment in WCW, according to Shivani.
Yep.
Good guys
And-
celebrate, and Charlotte is sent home happy.
And it was a good thing we were there to witness it, as he said. You
Yes.
remember this for the rest of your life.
Oh,
Sure.
That's one of the pay-per-views that they talk about all the time.
I mean, it was a good pay-per-view. Some of the stuff was like, why? But I think it was overall, you got some good wrestling on the pay-per-view. There was a moment though where, so when it had broken down, and and Patrick was coming out there, Green was pretty much killing Six on the outside. Like he had him hanging up in the chokehold, and he was throwing him off the turnbuckle post, and I didn't see any offense out of Six. He was just getting his ass beat. So
I guess
thought
that
was
makes sense.
funny.
He did get speared, sort
Yeah.
of, and he just kind of took it.
Yeah, well, that was funny. He was just, it was pretty one-sided out there. I also found it kind of funny that Six, the cruiserweight champion, by the way, who now gets Rey Mysterio gets a shot, but yeah, he was billed as 230 pounds or 220 pounds, something like that. And in modern wrestling, you got like the cruiserweights of like Dragon Lee, who was billed at 166 pounds. So, just a weird thing to point out there. That even small guys back then were huge.
Yeah. Well, that was Slamboree 97.
And then just one last thing.
Yep.
They also were referred to as the Wolf Pack. So I don't know if we've actually done the split yet or not.
No, the Wolfpack is the Outsiders are Hall and Nash. The Wolfpack is Hall, Nash, and Master Six.
Okay.
So that 230 pounds of disrespect makes them wolves.
Okay. So they're not the
They're
split
not
group yet.
red and black yet. No.
Okay.
But yeah, the Great American Bash 97 is our next WCW pay-per-view. And the marquee match for that one is Savage and Page 2. And it's a Falls Count Anywhere match. So that should be fun. But first, we have WrestleMania 19. And we're back to Roman numerals.
We are.
And we are in Seattle, Washington, which makes this the first WrestleMania held in the state of Washington. This is also the first WrestleMania to be under WWE. So
they got the F out finally.
Yeah. So I don't have to specifically find WWF logos anymore. So that's a treat. It was also the first WrestleMania to take place after they introduced the brand extension and the Ruthless Aggression era. And the official theme song was Crack Addict by Limp Bizkit. Crack Addict. And they also performed Undertaker's entrance. And the main event is Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship, which is going to be awesome.
Is this the one?
With the shooting star press?
Yes.
I think so.
Okay.
We have Austin versus Rock 3. And Triple H versus Booker T for the World Heavyweight title. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the infamous match where Triple H pedigrees Booker T, cooks himself a country breakfast, files his taxes, gets a Hummer from Stephanie, takes a nap, and then pins Booker T. But I could be wrong. We have Shawn Michaels versus Chris Jericho. I'm told that's a good match. And we have Hogan versus Vince McMahon in a street fight.
That should be something.
It'll be something. But
I don't remember this WrestleMania, so I don't remember watching it ever.
I don't know if I watched
think-
it or not.
I think this was one I had to miss.
I know I was really locked into Brock Lesnar and Angle. Because if this is the build up, like there wasn't a heel or a baby face, like they were just two assholes that were trying to be the best.
Two former wrestlers.
Yeah, and there's that backstage scene where Kurt Angle is eating the nachos with a gallon of milk, and Brock comes in, they talk some shit, and then Brock just takes Angle's gallon of milk and drinks it. Like, I showed you. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch.
It will be. But that's it for the retro section of the show. And we go on to the final section of the show, the news. I don't know what that was.
I don't either.
I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be something, and then anyway, the news.
What was the face? No, forget about what you said. What was the face?
The news. I don't know. Again, I tried something, it didn't work.
Okay.
We'll have something prepared next time.
No, we won't.
Yeah, I'll think of it 5 minutes before I do it. Even though that was like all there's breaking news here. That was all ad lib. I didn't have that planned. It's gonna be a big surprise here. I did not have that planned before it happened.
Well, what's the news?
So, what do we got on
What's
the news?
buzz? Tell
First,
me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening.
Is that better or worse than mine? You decide in the comments. So our first thing, and this is like fresh, hot off the presses. It's been reported by some credible people. Ricochet has given his 2 weeks notice. He has officially informed the WWE that he will be not renewing his contract in the summer, or he plans to not renew his contract.
He also lost his precious little speed title.
And that's another thing. He is no longer the speed champion.
He's nothing like he always was.
So, obviously, if you're a betting person, you can go ahead and bet that he'll be in AEW by the end of the year. I don't know if he's going to have... Well, his contract is expiring, so he doesn't have a non-compete, so he can show up day after his contract expires.
Well, if his contract's expiring, why did he ask for his release?
He didn't ask for his release, unless he did. What I got was he just told them, hey, when my contract expires, I'm leaving.
Okay. The way I read it is he asked for his release. So I guess that's semantics then.
Yeah. So he is out of here. Good riddance. Go over. And I guess you remember, I think it was last week, I talked about Will Ospreay basically tampering. And now here Ricochet is leaving.
I think WWE will be just fine without Ricochet.
Not only that, he's going to be going to where his career goes to die, and that's AEW. What's going to happen? Let me play it out for you. He's going to debut under some weird name, probably his real name, and after a pay-per-view, everybody's going to be like, oh, he's a game changer. We got Ricochet, or whatever his new name's going to be. He's going to probably have a match with Will Ospreay. Everybody's going to nut their pants over it. Meltzy's going to give it 5 stars. And then a month later, Ricochet is going to be wrestling on Rampage, or not even on TV at all. So, sorry to spoil it for you, but that's what's going to happen.
His name is Trevor Mann, so I bet he debuts as that.
That's Trevor Mann.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah, the AEW fanboys are going to try to say he's a game changer. And then everybody else is going to be like, well, he's not even on TV, or he's wrestling on Rampage, which is in front of 5 people.
He's going to be teaming with Action Andretti,
who is also not on TV.
So, do you think Samantha, what's her head? Do you think she sticks around?
And that is the big question.
That's more
it might
important.
be
the ring announcer is more important than Ricochet. Good job, Ricochet.
Yeah, it might be a controversial take, but I think that's a bigger loss if she jumps ships.
That's not controversial. That's fact.
Like, Ricochet, you go. What really should happen is she should just, cut ties there. But, they're engaged. Perhaps they can work into separate companies. Charlotte and Andrade did it for a while. Buddy Murphy and Rhea Ripley is doing it. Although, if you're Buddy Murphy and you're in another company seeing your whatever she is over here rubbing up on Dom, I'm sure that helps him.
She doesn't really rub up on Dom, though. I think the most titillating they've ever gotten is she whispers into his ear. What is she whispering? Oh, I bet it's something spicy.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been pretty respectful, I guess you can say that way. Liv Morgan has definitely been much more physical than what Rhea Ripley is.
Absolutely.
But you also got
which makes sense as to why Dominic would leave Ripley. Like, you never touch it anymore.
Yeah, you've never touched it. I even tried to get you to just watch me, and you wouldn't do that either. Like, you don't have to touch me, but can you just watch? I don't want to do that either. Oh.
Remember when I asked you to pick up that box of tissues? You wouldn't.
Yeah. You do have, though, Malachi Black, Aleister Black in WWE, and Zelina Vega. They also work separate entities. So, I guess you can still be a couple working 2 different companies, especially with the lighter schedule that is in AEW. But it does beg the question: does AEW grab Samantha with Ricochet? I don't think they do, though. I don't know. Ricochet's just going to go get his career killed, and Samantha's going to be a much bigger star of the 2 of them.
Sure it is.
She is, yes.
Or she can go to AEW with him and change her name to Hot and Flexible.
And then get divorced.
And then get divorced and never seen again.
Yeah. And don't even get me started on how much talent AEW has over there. Like, why are they just now they're going to bring in Ricochet? This is adding more to the already problem that they have of the bloated roster.
Yeah, whatever.
But good riddance and goodbye, Ricochet. No one cares unless you do. Our other story, this is a lighter story. Someone else that could be on the horizon of leaving. That's Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton has signed a contract with
Paradigm.
Yes, talent agency. Thank you. I was like, why am I struggling? And now it's becoming obvious. Paradigm And yeah, she signed with the Paradigm Age for getting people into movies. So apparently they're impressed with what she's done in wrestling so far, and she might be already appearing in movies and TV shows and stuff. And then you got to ask yourself, if she does, she clearly has star potential. So does she just jump right over to Hollywood? Was the WWE just a stepping stone to Hollywood for her?
That would be a shame because she's actually pretty good.
She is. But you start getting that Hollywood money.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on that. It also depends on what she likes to do more.
Yeah. But, with Hollywood, I guess it is a lot easier. You don't have to take bumps. You just go read some lines. You get a stunt double.
Is it easier for wrestlers though? Wouldn't you expect them to be more physical? And then if they're more physical, wouldn't you expect them to be more amped to like do their own stunts and shit?
Yeah, but when you make good money, you don't be doing stunts. But
Okay.
she's probably seen The Rock and John Cena take off a little bit on the rest the Hollywood side.
They did do that, yeah.
Hogan, she wasn't born back then, but Piper, she wasn't born back then either. But we shall see what happens there. I think she might like have an appearance or two, and then it just helps her brand, that is Tiffany Stratton. I don't think she's just jumping ship. But it would be something if she did like just go right to Hollywood. It's like, wow, she just kind of used the WWE. And then what about
Well,
Kaiser? Does anybody
oh,
think about
Kaiser's sticking
Kaiser?
around. Kaiser's a lifer.
No, I'm just saying, if she goes to Hollywood, is he okay with that? She thinking about him? Like, when she goes and does like make out scenes with, I don't know, who is
Brad Pitt
it? Yeah.
with Ving Rhames.
He's gonna be like, oh God, why him? Yeah, I don't even know who's like the big
I don't either.
Chris. Who's
Chris
the guy
Pratt.
who's Thor? Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, is he big still?
Yeah. Well, I guess he's kind of fell off. Yeah, who's the hot piece right now in Hollywood? Everybody's like,
I don't know.
no one does it for me right now. Like, no one gets my pussy wet. So
Good to know.
yeah, no one does it for me. Anyway, I think that's all we have for the news. It was pretty much light on the news. So there is that. Ricochet is going, and
So might Stratton.
so might Stratton. Oh, and then there's one other. This isn't really news, but apparently WWE has made a offer to Chad Gable. And you know why they did it?
Because it wasn't there something about Tony wanting to sign Gable?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's only because of that reason that they made a offer to him, and no other reason.
Well, that's sad.
Or that's at least what the report would have you believe.
Well,
Like,
if there's any truth to that, they should have just let him go.
there's
Because
no
if you're,
truth to it.
well, I mean, I'm just saying, if there is, they should just let him go. Because if your only motivation to sign somebody is to keep somebody else from having them, that's stupid.
Yes. And, he's pretty important part of your TV show right now. So
Yeah, that too.
it's like, oh, we don't care about that. It's just because we don't want Tony Khan to have him. Anyway,
Hopefully
that's
he
gonna.
gets upset.
Oh, we can do a little fun story here, not wrestling related. It's in the night. So Elon Musk, owner of Twitter and
God.
X, he decided to bestow internet to a little African tribe. And that was the headline. Now, what do you think the headline is? Like, so they were introduced to the internet. Now, what do you think the headline is?
Probably. Oh God.
It's a little African tribe.
Oh, it can't be good.
They're
Probably
addicted to
colonizing, digitally colonizing them or something.
No, they're addicted to porn.
Oh,
So yeah, that's
Oh.
yeah,
that's
the
not how I
headline.
thought it would turn out at all.
This little African tribe got got introduced to the internet. And now there's a porn addiction.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just a little funny story there.
I thought, I thought Elon Musk got canceled again.
No.
So I wonder what they watch.
Well, I'm sure it's going to get a lot worse, but
Well, the tranny shit's starting to pop up too, so that's got to confuse them.
oh, yeah. Like what the Yeah. Isn't it weird that just they're going to get introduced to training porn?
It's weird that anyway does.
I know, they just like roll it. Oh, this is normal.
Yeah.
Like you put the filter that you only want women, and then they throw that out there. Oh, that's a woman too. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I have to go out of my way to find people getting pissed on.
Yeah.
All right.
That's going to do it for the night show. And as always, if you agree with anything, let us know in the comments. If you disagree with anything, let us know in the comments. Like button, go ahead and smash it. Subscribe button, go ahead and smash it. Follow us on all the social medias. Wherever you want to consume us, we're there. Is there anything else?
Just have a good night.
And until next time, top guys,